Well, hello, and welcome. This is Julie with the Jewel Design, and today we are back to our secretarial mushroom folio. So this baby has a little bit of everything in it. We've got a skinny journal, we've got pockets, and we have journal cards and tags and all kinds of things that hopefully someone could have fun putting little bits in and writing in. And really, as you see it open right now, they could probably leave it open like this on their desk and just flip open, look at their pages, write in it. Remember, we took our pages and turned horizontal, sort of what we consider a standard 9x6 journal, and I folded it to where we could make it sort of a traveler's notebook size journal, with fold downs and pages that open up to make a lot of writing space and just a lot of, possibilities. Now, I'm hoping to get a few little pockets in here with small flat things, nothing too decorative, because this is getting really fluffy really fast. So it's now sewn in. I sewed it in this morning and went, it's okay. So we fold it in. I have one more pocket to finish over here, and we fold it in. We have the front to do, and look, it's fat. It does not stay closed at all with all these bits and pieces. So we're definitely going to put a black little grommet here before I do the cover, right? We'll put something probably about mid-height here, to where the bulk of it is really can be glued down, tied it down. All we got to decide though, and maybe you guys can help me out, you can put your comments in, sort of knowing here, and I'll show you the inside, whether we want to do a green, right, a scrunchy thing. This is sea moss, okay, we got the green, sea moss. Do we do something a little peachier orange? And this one is cameo, okay, and these are all from what is it from? Let's see, I can't read it. My Scrap Cabin Shop. Yeah, My Scrap Cabin Shop. Hopefully she's still around. I bought this beautiful pack months ago. So hopefully she's still around, because she's our scrunchy ribbon. I can't think of it. There's a better name for it. I know there is. But anyway, she does these great packs. So yeah, My Scrap Cabin Shop. And I believe she's still on Etsy. So if she is, I'll check it out and I will put her in the link. But we have this, beautiful cameo peachy color, right, to go with everything. Or do we keep it sort of neutral? And this one does have a little bit more yellow to match with the papers. And this one's just natural. So we can go neutral so it doesn't really stick out. We go green to pull from more of the ferns and the beautiful coloring. Or do we go more peachy to pull from the oranges and the reds of the journal? Okay. So like I said, yeah, cameo, sea moss, or natural. What do we think? Which one would you want to see on this poor baby? To sew it, to tie it up. Oh. Because there's no way, right? Now, of course, you're going to leave it open all the time, but then you just have this pretty thing on the end. So I goofed. I was working on pieces. I don't want to undo that yet. And we had done this, right? We covered this up. We had covered this and made a little pocket here, which I love, right? To cover up the fact that the paper wasn't tall enough. We went ahead and added papers in here to make a little pocket. I went to go do other pieces, mostly, trying to cover up our backgrounds. And when I opened this, I flipped out. I went to move it aside, forgetting that this was supposed to be glued right here. It was glued down this side, glue it down. So all I did was flip open for something pretty, but we had a pocket here, as you see. I forgot. I flipped out. I went and looked for the rest of this paper, because this is all one piece, by the way. And I went and I covered the back. I cover it. I go along. I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Again, I took pieces and I clustered and made another little pocket down here. Right? Super cute. Came out great. Really loving it. And then I realized, when I went to go cover this up, that I was like, wait a minute, I'm only supposed to cover down to here. I was only supposed to do paper to here. And I went, I can't, because guess what? I covered it. And there was no undoing it. So, took one of her pockets, from one of her, she has grommets on them, and made a pocket. It's like, well, I need a pocket, so we're going to make a pocket, right? So pockets here. We have a pocket back here. We're going to have to put some kind of document paper maybe back here, because it's really tight. So I think I'm just going to fold something in thirds, cut it to size, and tuck it in. I don't think I'll do more coffee dye paper. I'll find something printed, some kind of written note document something in here. It's really pretty, and on the back side you can write on it, kind of deal. But something thin that we can tuck in because we're running out of space. So this now is very interactive, very open, has all its cuties. We have a pocket here. We have our little notepad here. It just has a few pieces of paper, and I did leave it plain back here simply because I felt you could, you know, hide a hole, you could add more pockets, you could do whatever you want with the back here. But it is ink, so you can write on it, you could do whatever. Okay. And left it to where you can sort of see it on the other side of the tab. Instead of trying to cut more paper and make it even skinnier, I decided to cover the whole thing with something pretty here, and you can sort of see that there is, you know, papers and something going on this guy. So here's the second to last thing we'll do today, or yeah, one of the other pockets here. I was going to cover it up. I was going to actually put more goodies. I was going to put another pocket up here. And I realized, no, wait, I wanted to put some tall, skinny stuff in here. So I didn't want anything to get in the way. But I had this last bit of, this was a tab to something. Oh, up here. It was part of this, but we had cut off the top. So we trimmed it off. I glued that down to make this top sort of pocket space. And knew I was going to bring it down here to match. So we did it just right. I do know that, yes, you can see this here, and that's okay. But I needed to cover it. And I love the little the tab that instead of having our thumb notched down, we have it up. I think it's great. So I found one of the larger journal cards. It's the exact width that I need. And I've simply traced it on the back, so I know where to cut it. And we're going to, or I'm going to glue it down, I should say. I'm going to put, even though you won't see any of this right now because, well, I just decided to fully cover it. But that's okay. We're going to glue it down, we're going to trim it, ink it, and glue it down. And we have this lovely little raccoon, or excuse me, a raccoon, what is that, a possum? I don't know, hedgehog? Maybe a little hedgehog. Little hedgehog, and we'll see parts of this beautiful, you know, mushroom up here. And to give us that rest of that sort of dark red splotches everywhere that I have going. Here, last pocket on this darling flap. And even then, we have this pocket up here. We have this thing, this fold-out pocket that I was going to put on the inside, but it's too thick. So I think we're going to flip it around and we're going to decorate the outside back of the folio in a more fashionable manner. So, and I'm having the worst luck right now. Of course, I have another lovely dangle. You know, you leave this open for a moment, and it gets all bunched up, and then you go to put your pin in there. And I love the stainless steel, but stainless steels don't do us any good. Even though they don't rust, they bend, and they bend so easily. And I didn't think I had, you know, I was like, I'm not trying to unclog this. I'm putting it in here, and it bent. And so I'm trying to get the bend out. But once you get a bend in these things, it is almost impossible to get past all the little rims that are in here to use again. I'm so frustrated. So yeah, I give up. I've got all these beautiful dangles, and no. I'm going to have to start attaching them to journals, I guess. Because, yeah, here's another one. I love it. It's super cute. And it has a clip on it. So I'm going to, I guess, one of my whenever if I ever get to that purple journal of mine, I have a number of really pretty dangles that I can put on I can put on a tassel in my journals. So I have a number of them. Really pretty ones that I give up. They're pretty, and I love having something cute hanging out here, but the pins are a problem. It's like, oh, the pins that we use for quilting work great, but they rust in the bottles. Stainless steel doesn't rust, but they bend too quickly, so it's frustrating. Because because of my glitter glue, I cleaned out the silver part and it was fine, but then I was trying to get stuff in it, and I still couldn't get it to go through. The needle kept slightly bending. So I finally gave in, and I went ahead, like a good girl, and I went and took this part off and cleaned it out. And that helped a little bit, because this is better today, but I was just getting the tiny little dots. When you go to do the glue and you're just like getting dribbles. It's a nice little dotted. I could not get this consistency out to save my life the other day. Of course, I was using one project after another, and I was just like, it's the weather. It can't make up its mind. And glitter glue dries fast, so you leave it uncorked at all for any length of time. Even for a moment, and it's over with. The trials and tribulations of a crafter. Ugh. Alright, doing the best I can here, hoping I caught it all. If not, I'll trim. We'll trim to make it work. So I did trace it, so I wanted to make sure that I got sort of where I wanted over to one side more than the other. And, you know, make that work. Yeah, hopefully I did that right. Jeez, right, you always hope. But how are you all doing? I know I'm almost a week at a time, right? I'm so sorry, guys. The problem is, it's taking me forever to get back to the project, to get done enough to show you, like I showed you today, right? All that paperwork in the back. And, like I said, accidentally overdoing the collaging and covering. Went to do that page and went, oh wait, I didn't need to do that page. And of course I didn't realize that till after the fact. When I went to go look at something and went, oh, I can't glue that down. I've decorated it and I wasn't supposed to decorate it. Gosh darn it. And then, so then I just was like, well, but things like, you know, putting together a notepad real quick is, you know, not really YouTube worthy. And then, you know, but trying to do pretty good and get the nitty gritty like out of the way for you guys, because who wants to see all that? We do that, you know, sometimes we do it. We do show you guys the process of what it takes to cover in lace or cover it in paper. But I figured let's get to something a little excited. But okay, so anyway, yeah, you have a pocket or something. Don't be afraid to use something else. You know, this is a journal card. Hated doing it. It was a little dark, but I think for the pocket, to sort of match the inside pocket, which was a little darker, this would be a great contrast to the white background up there, right? Need my ink, but I just didn't know what else to do. And I was like, well, if I can help it, I don't want to open up and, you know, use one of the papers that's supposed to go inside my other journal. Like, I want to be able to, I need to grab some just coffee dyed paper, fold it all up, get it sewn into a cover, and have it for next year. So yeah, I'm like, I sort of need to get into Christmas, guys, I guess. I don't know. No, I did create something for Christmas. I'll show you guys in a moment. That's in the shop now. 2 things, actually. I should go get the other ones, too. But, oh well. I did some dangles for Christmas. I took some of my images. And I went ahead and made 6-count dangle sets. There's just Santa's. I call it the feminine. It's like Mrs. Claus. And it's an angel. And it's a little girl in her cute Sunday Christmas best. And a couple of little images that are just a little more light and feminine. And then, so there's Santa's, there's a feminine, you know, girl kit, there's evergreens, so whether it's a package, whether it's a tree, wreath, holly, things like that. A retro kit that has, you know, Santa and kids and things like that are a little more, you know, brighter. I have Christmas doggies, which I thought was sort of cute. But yeah, I have my usual dangles, or acrylic, dangles, and a couple of them have, you know, jingle bells on them and things like that. So there's counts of 6. There's a couple of variety kits where you just sort of get whatever I clustered together of all the different images. So that's all awesome. And then I came up with something cute and new. I'll show you guys in a moment. I didn't want to go straight into one thing or the other, but okay, so here we go. So we've got some, and I love some of these tags that she made. They're absolutely I love the shapes. They're super cool. All right, so we have our 2 tall things in there. We've got little guys in here, front and back. Open it up, we have our little notepad. We have another journal card, right? Put a little lace in that corner in the pocket, and then I'll get a piece of paper back here. Now, we were supposed to do, whoops, other way. Hey, that's the other thing. I finally got, and because and that was the other thing. I was so bummed because this little one, I wanted it sort of on the outside, and I couldn't do it originally because of the way this laid out. So it's like, when you glue this down, you can't see it. Well, I guess I was supposed to have it out because I ended up goofing up and decorating the back. So now I can see this one on top, then this, then this. But, you know, you have this excess little outside flat piece. So I was almost tempted, though, to do something to tie this down to keep it down. But I think with the tying on the outside, I think that's going to take care of the problem. But she's definitely fluffy. So we're going to clip her down a little bit to help. I think we're going to go the other way. I just feel like we need to start pressing her down. Okay, so technically she could fold it in, which I won't do, but there we go. So now what I'm thinking is this was supposed to be a 3-pocketed flip out that was going to go on top here, or somewhat on top. And I think it's just too much. I just don't know if we can take, when we're all said and done, one more thing. So potentially, and the nice thing is we will not glue it in until it's done. Instead, I think we're going to go on the outside. Since we're going to wrap this with a crinkled ribbon, I think we're going to put this on the outside. Again, I'll find a journal card to decorate the outside. Then we'll do the blue mushroom paper. We'll do the red mushroom paper. And then the insides are going to be a cream color pockets with extra pockets on top to get our journal cards in. So we're going to do a single and or double pocket in these guys on each one of these flaps here. And this will be glued down and in once I know for sure this is what I want to do. But no matter how we do this, inside or out, it works. Now, if we do it inside, I will do just mushroom papers, right? But if it's on the outside, I think this should be decorative. And I still need to do some cluster paper up here, some ripped, sort of torn, layered clustering of paper up here. So with this one, like we did on those little pockets in the inside, I may cluster this in a way to make it an upward tuck. So you can tuck a journal card in here, and then you have this on top. So it makes the back page, or back, I guess, a little bit more interactive, and it's just not a flat piece. The only thing we keep in mind, of course, they won't have all the paper clips, but we're not writing on this page, and your journal opens up over here. So even if I have it on the back, it is not going to interfere with any writing here. Everything in here has to be pulled out to write on. So it just means whatever I put here will stick out. You can see it. It will be hidden as a document page, and we're good to go. But we'll make this. We'll see how thick it is, and if I can put it in here and I feel like I can close it and it's not the end of the world, then that's what we're gonna do. So let's get started. Either way, you can let me know. What do you think? Should I put it on the outside and make it decorative, or doing the inside? We're only gonna work on the inside pockets today, so you guys can tell me what you think. And then, depending what we think to do with it, then I will just quickly do my panel covering like I always do. On these guys, I will do, the outside off camera and plop it in, and you're going to see it when I'm done. So I've done all the inking, so we got that there. Sorry guys, I'm really itchy in this one finger. Oh, I've been using my hands so much. I'm very thankful. We've been working on one project after another. So real quick, reminder, we do have some fabrics in our packaging, in our shop, to make your own fabric covers. So this is a little Christmas, little winter, your choice. And it comes with a red and gold fabric, front and back. This is, I would assume, front. This is on the inside. And the batting to make a nice soft, like quilted, batted cover. You can sew it this way and shear it on the top. You can turn it back to back, sew it up on one side, then add your lace. When you flip it right side out, just sew that last edge. Right, you do the lace, which I think is what I'm going to do on my fall one. So this gorgeous one that is greens, burgundies, and creams. I think it can go both fall or Christmas, depending on your feel. Or just a nice botanical one, right? Then we do have a very gorgeous green and gold kit left. I think 2 of these left. I'm going to have to rebag these. This one's one of my favorites. I want to say I did one in this color, in this for you, but we have this gold sort of Y chevron, and then the gold and green. So I love this on the outside. I love this on the inside. Again, a nice, because you have the batting that comes with it. Everything will fit easily to make a nice 9x6 with there's extra space to do all your sewing. But they do make beautiful 9x6 journal covers. So we do have a few of those left. 2 of the green with gold, and I think just this last floral one. So anyway, just a reminder, we do have sometimes you just need a bit of fabric and batting and all that cut ready to go. We have it. And the other thing, so this is what the beauty is. So besides the dangles, all the images that are in this new bingo kit are what? So excited. Is in the shop. We have 4 new bingo card game sets. Retro, vintage inspired, I guess. They are all images that I have been using, creating, design, I've used in a lot of my kits. And I made 5-player, I guess. Because you have to have your collar. So you have your bingo collar, right? The bingo collar. So here's all the cards. So all these images are on the bingo cards are in here. So you randomly pull them out, call the image. And then your players, your up to 4 players, have their own little envelopes of markers and their bingo card. Isn't this adorable? All the imagery is mine though. The backings, the plaid, this is all out of my digital kits. So please do not scan and rework. These are one-time use kind of deal. These are all images that I have, you know, bought and used one way or another in my kits. And I've made the cards. Isn't this adorable? You don't have to line up the bee with anything. It just says bingo for the fun of it. But you just call out, you know, holly. There are 2 types, so you have to show photos. But a certain type of holly, a certain reindeer. Reindeer with a bell, reindeer with a wreath. A couple different Santas. I mean, there's some work there. But snow globes and pudding and sleigh and holly berries, December 25th. We've got our puppies on here. But each card's a little different. So that way, hopefully, you know, right, someone can win. Not everybody wins at the same time. Some cards have certain images, some cards don't, which is great. Different dogs on them. Same dogs. Like that's a black lab. That has a little Frenchy bulldog. Mrs. Santa. All that jazz. So you get 4 nice, pretty decent layered journal cards. Very large journal cards, but bingo cards, right? To play with your kids, your teenage kids, your little kids. Little kids, maybe not. They're maybe not generic enough, but yeah, I don't know. Your 10-year-olds up to your, you know, high schoolers, college. Could be a fun drinking game one night. I don't know. But I thought we'd give it a shot. A little inspiration from Tim Holtz. They were doing a stamp thing, and me and my mom went, wait a minute. I've got images. What if I can do something similar and make it? And then, you know, handmade set. You get the little envelopes. The markers match the circles, which is adorable, right? So you've got your paper markers that fit nice inside, so they can cover it up carefully, right? And they get it done, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have bingo, right? A little confusion. You really will have to show off the cards because there's a few, but, you know, ta-da, and, you know, you have bingo. So you get 25 markers for each player because there are 25 squares. Right, I did that right. Well, 5 for 5, yep. Okay. And there's 4 different sets, so each one has a slightly different set of markers. Right, there's 2 sets with this, 2 sets with the red, you know, different greens. So sort of find the markers that maybe you like paper-wise. And then your call-out cards, so show real quick. So then here's all the images. So here's your call-out card. So you would, you know, you could pull them. You'd be like, okay, guys, it's the Santa with the green, standing upright with the green satchel. You know, you show it off, and they have to find it. So it's a close-knit game. It's not a across-the-room game, that is for sure. But, you know, you're sitting around a table, and you've got the fire going, and you got your favorite drinks, and why not a little fun, simple enough, really easy. Each one has a slightly, you know, the greens and the reds are a little different, too. They do vary from kit to kit. This one has a little bit more of a green linen to it. With the bright red. I have 2 other kits that are a little darker red. Yeah. So little variances, but they're all labeled, you see, A through D. So pick the one that you might like. And they'll get out right away. So you can either give them as a gift. You can have them for, you know, your vacation. Ready to go. For this lovely holiday season. But it was fun to make them. And I thought, what the heck, why not? If they sell out really well and you guys really, really love them, I could put up the kit digitally in the jewel design side. You guys can make your own, right? I'm going to make a set for my mom. She's like, I want a set. So, you know, you have your own construction, you have your own cardstock, and, you know, I give you the paper. If you want to try to figure out how to cover it and make it, you can make it thicker. I mean, I'll give you the pieces later if you really want to make your own. If I sell the 4 sets, because I ran out of the other elements. You want to do it as a digital form, let me know. But I do have sets ready to go. You don't have to make them. You don't have to glue them. You don't have to glue your fingers together. My hands were so sticky for so long trying to do all that glue. That's what I've been up to. So I've been working on a lot of that right now. To where, you know, between that and covering the inside of the folio, I haven't had a chance to do any videos. Which is a bummer. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we know that this is going to fold out in and out this way. This is what gets tucked in. So as you fold out, we're going to see just some pattern paper here with the mushrooms going in the right direction. So very vertical, unless we do the outside. This will be vertical imagery here for cover, vertical mushrooms. The vertical mushrooms, I decided to make it a little bit of a tab just to make it really clean and easy. And so we aren't just going to do a single pocket. Some of these are going to have double pockets because I have these cute pockets I had cut out and they didn't fit where I was putting them. So I figured we'd put them to good use to stuff in a few more ephemera. She has all kinds of cute little just little embellishments, so I want to use them. So we're just going to use one of my fabric scan papers. I accidentally had put it on a piece of cardboard anyway, so I figured that sooner or later it'd come out. And we're just going to cut out the right size pockets, corner them, put a little thumb notch in them, and, you know, glue them down with the right stuff. So there's that. This is where, of course, having time someone to talk to would be so much fun. Now, I'm not going to score these, so I'm not going to do the jagged thing. On the panels on the outside, when I'm decorating, I do the whole ripped edge thing. But here we're going to keep it nice and clean to fit the same lines as what we have, because I just don't see us needing to, you know, making this any more complicated than we need. But here I'm taking, you know, what we have left over. I'm going to misprint where I had, well, you know, extra piece of paper that printed. This is what we cut off the top of the folio, the file folder, because it was too tall to match the papers. Sorry, didn't sleep all that great last night, so my throat's a little weird, but so this is what we're going to cut off the top, and I thought, well, let's see if we can put it to good use. This was across the top. This was what the last tab over here, and this is, I don't know what the rip, when I cut it, I must have ripped it weird, which is fine. It's getting tucked in. But this was across the top of our folio, so, of our file folder, so we're going to put it to good use. I can't see me not doing it, right? Let's see. Really quickly. Give me a moment. I'm going to cut off all the excess white, and then we'll come in here and we'll use one of my other cutters and we will cut it down to a smaller section. Alright. Well, the other thing, yeah, it's okay, so we got this. Alright, so all the cutters in the world. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of them now. I got decals, I got the scorpion board. I have two different cutting. My mom gave me one she happened to have an access to and thought, see what I thought of it. We'll see, right? That's heavy. Jeez, I wasn't expecting that. But we need to do some measurements. So, I love that they have all these on the outside so you know where to put it, things. But, yeah, in our world, yeah, no. Alright, so we are definitely shy of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunk. So, we want it... I'm always looking for spots, right? Like, okay, we want it that short, maybe, to fit inside. I don't get too tight once we curl it, because if we get it too tight to the edges, then when you go to fold things, they say bulky, so we don't want to do that. Which is not an easy ordeal, huh? It's backwards, too, from 1 to 12 on the top to bottom. I'm like, really? Alright, I can go at the 19.5 and the 12, but that would be maybe the 19. Okay, maybe 19 width. Alright, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, this way. Yeah, okay. But 19 there doesn't tell me anything. Down to here. But I gotta turn it sideways, so what's... There's no 19 on the other direction. Oh, well, that's just not helpful. Ay, ay, ay. Well, maybe I'm doing this off camera. I'm like, maybe not. It is not working in my favor, is it? Because I only need... that's 12. 11.5 maybe. Because I don't need a lot. Because I don't want to go to the edge. Because when I go to fold things, it's going to make it really bulky. So whatever this 7 centimeters that these are, let's go 11.5 so I have room to maneuver. Let's see how this does. Oh. Because every one from then on gets smaller. So there's that too. I'm like, oh, let's see. Let's see how this works. I don't want that one, but I may need it later. So there's my width. And let's see. I'm going to eyeball what I want. Because at this point, comes up short. I'm not too worried about it, really. It cuts smoothly, that's for sure. But did I cut it straight? Did I cut anything straight? I throw things in here and I forget that I probably should make sure everything's nice and tight. And there's no measurements for this because, of course, what I cut off is, you know, well, what it is. So there's no, you know, for sure one way or another. And it's always weird because you think you're eyeballing it one way, and it is, you know, it's out here that you have to worry about. This is where you're cutting it, so. Let's make sure I'm in line. That would just be terrible too, but. Alright, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off because it is a little too tall. You know. And I don't know which one's straight. If I'm going off top and bottom, and I'm hoping top and bottom are straight. Let's go off this one. I'm like, let's hope top and bottom are straight. They're not. Let's do that. Another strip. Gosh, I have so many strips everywhere, guys. Alright, let's corner it. Ink it and see what happens, right? I'm going to go deeper on the, whoops, curves here. Now, I could only do one side or the other. I don't know if I have to do all of them, but I think it has a nice touch when we're inking it to have maybe all 4 corners, you know, done. I'll have to decide though if I need to do any more ink on the actual... I don't know if that's going to work. It's good size, but it's a little hard to tell. Alright, so I actually did pretty good there. Thankfully. Oh. Alright, at my guessing, right? I got this one. Hello. Let's get this going. Alright. Now I can either... I might... They gave it to us, but I might make it deeper. It had a slight, you know, thing already, but I feel like it's not really enough. And I know it's folded, so it's going to be a little tricky. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to match this actually to, whoops, to the curves. It doesn't have a very, it has just a little bit of a roundness to it when you cut it. She actually gave you a little bit of a round edge on it. But I'm definitely going to deepen that a little bit more because I want it to sort of match and be able to really tell that it's there. So in this case, because I have them, they're going to be a gusseted second pocket. We have one here and we have one here. I will offset the dots, the hole punches, because that's just me. Of course, not the one I want. Hold on one sec. Oh, I had the ideas, I got the gist, but you know, deciding what to do with it. Okay, so let's go over here. My carpet. There we go. Alright, so let's do about... I like to be able to sort of see the journal card a little bit when we do these things, so you know there's something there. Otherwise, I mean, it's a hidden, but if you can't, you know, really get your fingers in there. Yeah, I've been on the computer a lot, and I packaged 8 orders up last night. Thank you, everyone. You've been watching my mother, of course, Lorette Chandler, over at Vintage Paper Girl. And you have been... hold on one sec. I feel it's loud to me, but that's just me. I don't know. It may not be. Hey, Google. Volume 1. I sort of want classic music in the background, but then I feel like it gets loud on me, and I'm like, wait a minute. Gotta love classic, but it can get crafty. Anyway, I've been watching them. They've been doing, Vintage Paper Girl and Gail Augustinelli have been doing gorgeous, you know, from cute and retro to elaborate and, you know, well-stuffed, bag envelopes. So we've been using these guys, right? And so you guys are picking up on it, you're figuring it out, and you guys have been ordering these. So I'm down to 2 more sets and I have more coming. So if for some reason by Wednesday or Thursday you go to look for these things off of either one of their shops or my own, off their things or mine, no fret, more is coming. I'm like, oh, I decided, nope, I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy the bigger pack because you guys love them. And you know, because there's dots on them, even though you cover them to a point, if it's a standalone piece as a gift, then you have the gorgeous dots on the back. And so I'm just like, all right, you know, we have to work that. So those are the best. Now, I use brown ones and I'm going to use white ones for other kits. I got gold toppers and vellum toppers and stuff that we use. And those are always great. You know, so I use the other bags for other kits. You know, we do the brown craft bags with my printed papers when you want to, you know, get a more botanical or just all around everyday envelope. And, you know, but if you got the stuff you want, then the polka dots are always great. I have a few, I think I have one set of brown and one set of white left over that are just by themselves, the same type of bag. But those, you know, sell so, on occasion. I think they're funner when they're in a packet of stuff, right? So we have white ones with great toppers. I call them page toppers. They're in the gold and white, vellum gold and white paper that you can decorate the white ones with. And then I have collage pages that I provide printed out to go with the brown ones. So I'm deciding if I'm going to do a Christmas one or not. A Christmas. I did a fall all around journal kit with fall papers, brown bags, ribbons, and accessories. I'm debating on doing one for Christmas. I got to see if I want to make some new Christmas patterns, or just take some of my favorites like I did with the fall ones, and favorite ones that go together from all my journals, journal kits that I've created over the past 4 years, and do it that way. So there we go. So here's our first pocket. See, I just took a piece of paper, cut it inside, took a pre-made thing there. So this one, yeah, you can get this in here. There's a gusset. It's just getting it, making sure it's open. The gusset, I always worry that and it's hard to tell because you can't really get your fingers in there. No! Everything falls over. I'll make sure the gusset's down, but the gusset's also open so I can see it. Okay, there we go. So we have this to put in ephemera, or put little things in. And then, okay, I need to cut that off. That is not going to happen. A tiny little white line. No. We'll corner these. A lot of my journal cards I do want cornered. So let's do that. Just because we do have some nice round feels to this folio. There we go. This is Enchanted Mushrooms paper kit and a mushroom add-on kit from something or other. It's in the list thingy. I don't want to mess up her name, but alright, so we can tuck that in there. I might have a bigger journal card. I wonder to see what else she has. I mean, we can do it and leave it out where you can tell, or we just tuck it in enough you can see it, and then of course other things go in there. And that's, the gist. Now, in this one, we will decorate this pocket a little bit with a cluster because, I only have the two little pockets. The rest of my pockets that I have, I want to potentially put in the journal. So, if I put this down and find out that I don't need, like I'm not putting as much as I thought pocket-wise into the, so things are starting to get smaller. So I don't know if I want to cut that or not. That feels too small, and I wouldn't be able to get the journal in there, knowing me. Journal card will not fit. There's times where you're like, okay, which way do you want to cut it? I think it's just best to keep it here, and we cut here first, and then we'll trim down here so we don't mess with this. I know it's smaller, and that's where this one may come in next. But pencil. There we go. Oh, but I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. It's only Tuesday. It's supposed to be probably a late Tuesday afternoon, early evening for you guys, because I know it's almost 12 or something. It's almost noon on my end, so we'll go here, and there's the fold, so we'll go here. So we're trying to get a feel with my markers, so I'm not guessing at this too much. We are simply taking what we've got, and we are making pockets and adding pockets. And what was that? Oh, interesting. It's a guide. Where did that come from? It's the part that you cut into seems to have come undone. Interesting. The way I had it laid out, it has a it has a little locked piece, but guess what? That's trying to come out, or it's broken. No, I don't know. It says open. Oh, it did break in some form. It broke a little bit. It's been around a little bit, so okay. Well, yeah, do what you can do. So let's see if I can find, the piece to this. Usually it's up against the plastic, which helps, right? Yep. Okay. And then we'll use this. It's a little rickety, but problem with plastic, it only lasts so long, right? Okay, don't need that. Oop. I'll have that glue. So that's a good piece for later. Gosh, I have stuff everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It is crazy. And then I have fabrics everywhere, and then I find out that, a cat decides he or she wants to sleep on my pile of stuff. And I'm like, really? No. That is not your spot. It is not. So sorry to tell you. But it's cute because, well, not cute, but the new tuxedo. And he's fine as long as I'm settled. If I'm settled, he will find a spot to sit and he'll calm down. But when I start moving around the house, he just gets so irritated. Gets very agitated. He gets, he thinks I'm going outside and I'm not taking him with me. He thinks it's time to go outside. He's on a leash, he's on a harness because he's used to the area. But I just don't know if I want him roaming around. He does have a collar and a flea collar now, and he's got a tag on him, and, you know, it'd be pretty obvious going, hey, no, he now belongs to somebody. Please don't feed him or do anything, but that doesn't always guarantee anything. And I cut that, so not straight. Bummer. Okay. I see it now, but, you know, I'm just really leery about letting him out. And, oh, I don't know. So he's getting ornery. He's fixed, but he wants to spray everything right now. So I had to buy a spray to hit some spots up and hope that'll calm him down and keep him from wanting to keep doing that. So this one I think I'll do smack in the middle. This one I knew I was gonna do a cut here, so then we'll do a cut up here, so we'll sort of vary our holes. And this one I may do a slightly bigger hole. Use a 2-inch round circle punch, which I do. I use my circle punches for my thumb notches. It's super easy. I use it for some of the notches in my envelopes that I make. And I definitely use the circles when it comes to making any of my coin. My 1.5 inch circle coins, the 1 inches, all of them are, you know, based off those circle punches because it makes it a lot easier for you guys to do the ephemera if you know you potentially could have something at home that'll make the job a whole lot easier. For sure, because no one wants, I don't like cutting on circles. I cannot for the life of me. You know, I can't cut straight, which you think, okay, it's a circle, it'd be easy to cut. No. I don't turn it enough, so I don't get a smooth, round cut. I get jagged, you know, sort of hexagon, polygon, you know. Gets a little stop sign-ish on me. That's not what I want. So I love that when I can do my digitals and I can create them in sizes of punches and stuff to make it a lot easier for you, ladies and gentlemen, to use things and not lose that. Alright, so then this was the one I wanted to do in here. Let's go for our rounds. Gotta do the backs. Yeah, but they're really cute. I don't have to do a lot to them. I will, you know, I'm doing the corners, I'm inking them. Front and back, I did print the same paper here. I printed a lot of the back on a lot of the ephemera because it's really light, but it gives it some texture. So you're not, you know, flipping over this gorgeous card and you're like, oh, it's white back here. No. Let's get a little something, but super easy to write on. Because I have a lot of, you know, I have a number of scans and stuff that I use, and so they're my bases sometimes to the back of things. So I will also, you know, just print them out and put it out. So we will cluster something here, if it all pertains and works out that way, right? So we got stuff we can put embellishments and ephemera down here. We can cluster here, and then we got this top one real quick. And then, yeah, I'll have to let you go. But down the outside, it's going to be just like we've done with the rest of the folio. It's going to just be panel covering. And you guys will have to tell me, should I put this on the back side? And, you know, we're going to tuck it in so it flips out. We'll make it pretty on this side. On the top, it will get caught when we wrap stuff around the whole folio so it doesn't flap around. And, you know, and it just sort of encourages a up tuck to some of the scrap work I'm doing. That would be underneath this. So far, it seems to be doing okay. I'm sort of liking the idea of something different and putting it on the back side. Just like we have with the folio, just like we have that extra flap out. Like, we're just making this really interactive. So, I'm hoping you guys are all liking that idea. But please tell me. I want your input. I want to know. Do I put this on the back side? And it just gets tied in nicely with the cover when I'm doing everything. Maybe make sure it's in the right spot and there's a tuck underneath it and then all that jazz. And what color we want to do our crinkled ribbon. Do we do the cameo, which is the peachy color? Do we do the green? I don't see moss for the green. Or just the natural, you're right? Which does have a nice little yellow tone because I have a more taupey version. but I like the natural because it has a little bit more yellow to it. It pulls from all the work that we're doing. So I'm just using one of my sort of score tools. That's one of my favorite things to do, and a ruler to get my things all dealt with here. And I will put a hole punch in it because I want to still put a thumb notch in it to make it easy to work with. In this case, I'm going to put it over here because I don't really want to get in the way of any of my... And see, I'm just using all my punches. You can go really shallow and makes it a little wider. You can go really deep and you definitely see, the potential of, of whatever. So I won't go too deep on this one. Whoops, there goes the paper. Just a cute little one. At any point you get this and you're like, nope, that doesn't work. You can always go deeper or wider or change it up. Okay, now. What do we do? Okay, yep. I'm just using the smaller, the crocodile, I'm using the 1/4 inch for just a tiny little notch, but I am using the 1/2 inch for to round out the pockets. And when I'm done, I can always go back in. I can use orange, I can use green, I can do more inking in these corner sections with a makeup brush. If I want to give it more dimension, right? If I want a little bit more to it. I can see doing maybe a little, hitting these corners here a little bit once they're done, and with a brush, and hitting it with green or something, because we got the green we were using. And there's little bits of blue here and there. I did find moments to put a little bit of blue, not a lot. Didn't want to do too much intentional. Now this one was going to be a little different. I wasn't sure, and it looks like when I corner it, I may want to do more of an angle to match this and just round the other two sides. I'm trying to decide, do it go all the way up? But I don't know if I really want to interfere with this tab. I may want to just do it, and then I can do a ripped, I can do some kind of little ripped, just tabby piece there. I think we'll do it that way. We'll make that more of a decorative tab by doing it. So, okay, so let's find our pencil. I guess that one we did a little lower than this one. I'm trying to see what width I want to go with. Do we width it here? Yeah, it's about the same. How funny. Not really without trying. I just put one up higher than the other. I didn't intentionally do anything specific. It just happened to go that way. Oh, I really hope you're having a great week. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're healthy. I follow a cat on Instagram. I think he's out there over in Russia though. And they're getting snow. I don't know if anybody else is getting snow. Anybody else getting snow in the US? Do we have snow anywhere else yet? I know we're under, yeah, we're under, what is the word? Fire watch right now. It's like, ugh. Red flag warnings because things are now, even though it's cooler, we've had so much heat that we're really worried that things are going to go up in flames. Sort of weird, but I'm like, alright, sure, guys. I'm like, am I in snow or heavy rain or actually feeling like fall? I'm very glad, though, it's been definitely cooler this week. We're only, we actually may even see maybe we may even see a high 60s only one day. I'm like, woohoo! Like Thursday, I think it's supposed to be like maybe high 60s. But, otherwise they're predicting mid 70s, maybe low 80s. A little bit of moisture or just weird heat with it. It's just like, it was 78 yesterday, and I just couldn't get the car to get cool without the AC on. I was like, man, I was a little bummed. I was like, I really want it to cool out. I want to be able to just turn that vent on and enjoy it. It actually works out really nice. Oh, that worked really nice, actually. Now, this one does not have rounded corners, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to do the same thing there I did with the other thing, because I don't want to, nope, I did the big one, okay. Alright, even with the tabbies in there, because I don't want them in the way, I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to have to go back and do some cutting, because it is thick, and hole punch sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. And it worked nice. Actually, it's not bad. And if I glue these down together, it'll keep them from getting in the way. So we'll ink everything to make sure. And time to do some gluing. Well, this is turning out nicely. It's nice and easy. Little something. Try not to keep it too thick because, yeah, everything I'm doing is nice and impacted. A lot going on, and that's okay though. So definitely when you're doing this, want to make sure that you got that upper edge without getting in the way where you end up gluing it down. Otherwise, if I get too much glue and then it, you know, seals itself, you're like, wait, that doesn't. But if you don't get the edges, then everything gets caught. So, all right, so we got those. We'll center it here the best we can. There we go. Press, press, press. Heat, heat, heat. Cover, cover, cover. Ugh. Right. There we go. Cute. Pocket on pocket. And then, keep putting them away, don't I? Let's put a little guy over here. That looks. Now we can glue it down. Stick our little guy in there. Ugh. And we'll have 3 new pockets. 2 of it already, slightly full pocketed issue. But it's a secretarial, you know, file folder or folio with traveler's notebook and journal cards and papers and all kinds of cute things in it. So of course it's going to be full and fluffy. Nothing we can do about that. Let's try to do that. Get our bone folder here and get in all of our little spots. Make sure. Oh, so I do need to do, well, maybe. I did notice that with that, we do have little pockets underneath, but there we go. I have to decide if I want to cover. Do I have that in every one of those? Maybe. Some I do and some I don't. Tiny little areas that, where everything overlaps. There's a little, we don't want anything to fall out. Where we made those circles, it sort of causes. All right, so there's that. I love that this is sort of blue and it goes with that and it doesn't fit. Because what did I do? I covered into the, oh no, it wouldn't matter if I got into that or not. I have to cut that one down because that's smaller. Okay. Well, to decide, maybe I trim it up then. Because I'm like, oh, I had it there perfectly. I really wanted that one to go with it. And so, we won't go too low. Maybe the way I cornered it, I thought, well, maybe I just made it too tight, but no, not much I can do. I think it's just a little tall. But that's okay. That's what cutting is for. No one says everything has to be the same size. Trim it down a little bit on both ends. New cuts, new ink, and you know, we're all good to go. That is the joy. The paper. Oh, I hope this is, I know it wasn't much, not a lot of chit-chatting, not much going on. It's quite a week for me, so I'm really stoked. Even though she has 3 days of internship, this is my non-internship day. So I get to just sit and craft and show you guys all that I got going. So we got the bingo cards, we got fabrics, we've got this lovely secretarial folio. There we go. A little tight, but it fits. There we go. Because I want it inside of the pocket. There we go. All right. May have to still tweak that a little bit, but here we go. So we have 3 new pockets, right? And really, now that all the stuff's out of the way, it's not that thick. I mean, I know I still have to put paper on these guys, but you know, it's just, this is just light paper, or my normal paper, like my 32-pound quality paper. But it's not cardstock, so that helps. So it was going to be blue, and then I was going to do red, and then I was going to do blue, and put it on the outside here, and the inside here. Let's give it a shot real quick before I let you go, and see what we think. So still give me your 2 cents, but I like that it's on the outside. I sort of thought this way, so it tucked in here, sits here. That's helping now that we're getting that squished down a little bit. And then you just carefully cover it, and you know, we would have the punch here and we would tie it, and that would be it. It does fit. And then that leaves it nice and flat on the back, leaves you room for writing or decoring of your own nature. I just cover up the top, and, you know, get our top section going here. I think it all fits. I mean, no, it doesn't stay closed right now. Gosh, no. But with the right, you know, crinkled ribbon, it would stay closed if you wanted to store it that way. Otherwise, you know, you're going to leave it on your desk all pretty like this. Of course, this will be decorated, but I can't, you know, I'm going to do so much. But it'd be like this, and you would see the blue, you know, the blue stuff here, and you'd have this, and you have that to open up, and you open, you open, you open, you keep flipping it, you know, then it just keeps flipping out up here for more hidden goodies. It fits. It's not as thick as I thought it would be, and it really doesn't make a difference. It's this puppy that's, you know, and getting this up and over all of it, right? I mean, we could close it this way, but I don't know. I mean, then that definitely changes the whole cover. Oh, no. Because that doesn't fit there, yeah. I have to put a smaller journal card in there, tuck a journal card in here, and decorate. But I don't have a good spot to put a grommet. I would just wrap it. I would just wrap everything and keep it closed. But you know, it's here, and that just opens up, and all the goodies are inside. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I hate when I do this. I liked that idea, though. Hem reverse, grommet, close it, decorate it. It's open. There's your. That way, when you were writing, you didn't have to worry about flattening this out, except for a journal card in here. You don't have to worry about pressing down on that side. Yeah, now we need to keep that clean. So while you're writing, you don't feel like you're pressing down on the cover. And all your goodies are over here. Nope. Okay, never mind. So never mind. We're not gonna shift the cover. That is what it is. This is the cover once I decorate it. A little something tucked in here. Our traveler's notebook over here. And then all these little yummy ins and outs, right? Pockets and notepads and little goodies everywhere. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you so much for joining me today as we got another layer done. We're taking scraps. We're taking leftover pockets. We're layering things, tucking in journal cards. All I got to do is decorate this and, you know, finish some last minute scrappy panel covering. And our next piece will be done. Now, then all we will have to do is decorate the front cover with your choice of letting me know what kind of crinkled ribbon you think I should use, which color. Right, so one more time. We've got neutral, we got sea moss, and we've got cameo. We have to decide which one, with all this, all these colors and things that you're seeing, what would be the best one, you know, to go with our lovely journal. So let me know, guys. And again, too, let me think, is this still the best thing to put on the inside? Or should we have a little extra fun and put it on the outside? So, all right, I got to go. Love you all very much. Thank you for joining me today. I know it's a little quieter video, but we had something we need to accomplish. We had choices to make and a few things to share, from the bingo journal cards to the new, to the fabrics that are sitting in the shop. So love you all very much. All links are down below. Everything I worked on, used, or mentioned, from my scrappy cabin to the digital to, of course, our shops on design journal and supplies, and Jewel Designs Digitals. So love you all very much, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.